Hi guys, it's Katie McKinley. I am a blogger at wildandwonderful.com and also the owner of Thread and Grain. And I thought since there's always a lot of questions about Silhouette Studio, it might be worth it to just kind of walk you through how to open up a basic file of one of the four that I provide with the package designs that we sell. I just have the basic Silhouette program open right now. I actually don't own a copy of the designer edition because I do all of my designing in Illustrator, so it just makes more sense for me to I guess be a little cheap and use only the basic version, which is free. And I guess this is an easier way to show you how to do it. So when I have files that I sell or provide for freebies on my website, they are all packaged as four different file types. I do a DXF file, which is the cut files that will work for Silhouette, just like an SVG file would be. If you owned the designer edition, SVG would pull this in. DXF does the same. It's actually the cut lines. And then PNG, and then I also sell my files. I package them as a PDF, which is more useful. I do it for people that are able to print it out and use it if they're tracing or doing screen printing, or just to have a different file type for a different use. But I can show you real quick if you do want to do a PNG, because that's something you're just more comfortable with. If you pull it in, so let's go back. We did File, Merge on your blank screen here, and pull your file type. We're just doing a making magic happen. So the file will be, and it's sized to how I sized it when I originally put it in the thing, but you're able to drag it bigger and smaller, obviously. And I love that the new edition of Silhouette Studio has this up here, and you can actually type in, like if you want it 12 inches wide, make sure you have the little lock button clicked. Otherwise it'll mess with it, but it does adjust the size for you. Oops. Automatically, and I just think that's nice because it used to have to be, you would be guessing at the sizes by just dragging the corners. Anyway, so pull your file here, and then you'd be going over to this little thing, which I always think looks like a loaf of bread, the trace panel. You select the trace area, and you're literally just dragging this across it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be way bigger. You just want to make sure the whole image that you're trying to fit into it drags across. And you'll see all of this, everything that you want actually pulled in and traced will become yellow. And I do a solid fill. If you do an outline, it's only going to give you double lines for everything, which is not really what you're looking for with most of these designs. And keep the high pass filter off because it does start to mess with your things. Just keep it all down. Low pass also off. And just hit trace, and it will give you everything. Now if you were to hit trace outer edge, let me back it up. It would only trace the outer edge, and look how you're not getting like the details of the little star in it. So you do, and like the A doesn't have the inner line filled. So again, what you want to do is hit just trace, and so you can just move that down, delete that out of the way, and here's your file. Now if you're doing heat transfer vinyl, which is what most of the people tend to be doing anymore, we want to come over to this replicate. Open the replicate panel on the side, and then you want to mirror it. And it really doesn't matter which direction you go with it, but you want to make it cut in reverse, and then just get rid of this file here. And you're all set to go, and you're ready to load it into your computer or into your Silhouette. Now if you want to use the DXF file, which I think actually saves some steps, if you pull that in here, you see how the cut lines are already there for you. But what it does when it loads it, it's not put together as a full image. It's not grouped. So all you have to do is literally just drag with your mouse across the whole thing. You can right click and group it. Now, if it bothers you that the lines are coming in gray, which I know it bothers some people, you can recolor the line style, or you can right-click on this and have Silhouette make it a compound path, which will make all of these images. Now it's one big thing. Like, you can't ungroup it. It's one big image. It sees it as a full file, and I don't know if that helps you. Also, do the same steps then. You come over here to the replicate panel, then you mirror your image and delete that one, and you're ready to rock. Now when you're putting it into, when you're ready to cut it, just hit up here at the send button. Now the new Silhouette, it has the auto blade, and you don't have to use that if you don't want. Some people don't like it, but I actually do. I just don't like how loud it is, so when my son is sleeping in the next room, I try and turn it off. But for cutting heat transfer, you can see all these different file or material types that they already have loaded in for you. If you hit heat transfer smooth, which is what most of you are going to be using, it'll automatically move the blade to 2, which is really good. You don't want to go any higher than that. The material, it will cut through the plastic also, which will drive you crazy. And or if you want to turn it off and do like a ratchet blade, if you have the older style, or you want to adjust it yourself, that's how you do it. And then you'll set the levels yourself. Other than that, you are ready to go, and you literally just hit next or send. Next will give you more options. See, it'll tell you to adjust the ratchet blade, and you hit start and it'll go. It's pretty easy. Hopefully this helps a little bit.